The US spends about $18 billion a year in animal testing, even though there have been proven to be less expensive methods. Testing products on animals is unnecessary cruelty and should be stopped due to the invention of the less invasive practices and them costing less money. I'm qualified to speak on this topic because I've researched the statistics of animal testing and the harm that it brings. It has more damage to the system than success, and I'm also an animal lover and don't understand how someone could purposely harm an animal. And the process is also very expensive and cruel. I'll first explain the process that animals endure and then the alternative ways. Keeping these points in mind, let me tell you about the problems animal testing creates. Animals are burned, poisoned, cut, and electrocuted for research purposes. In a lab, one animal dies in the US every 1 second, in Japan every 2 seconds, and in the UK every 12 seconds, according to the Last Chance for Animals organization. Animals are used as test dummies and viewed as disposable, and they are used as property and not living beings, and it is unethical. The Last Chance for Animal organization says that the central nervous system of an animal is very similar to that of a human, making the pain threshold very similar. So the pain they feel is very similar to the pain that we feel. The accuracy of the testing results are affected due to the animal's living conditions, their differing biologies, and the artificially induced drugs they are given. The environment causes an increase in their hormones, their risk of cancer, and their risk of disease, making it almost impossible to separate the symptoms that are from the laboratory's environment and the symptoms that are from the diseases and the products that they are being tested with. The artificially induced diseases are not identical to the ones that are found in nature, making the outcomes very different. The biology of a monkey and a mouse is very different, making their reaction to the drug different. So that not being the same is very hard to have a solid outcome. And also applying those to a human's biology is not going to be the same. Now that you're aware of the unethical and inaccurate results of animal testing, let's review the alternative methods. The Pew Research poll shows that 50% of adults in the US oppose animal testing, and the other 50%, which is currently shrinking, only are in favor of it because they feel that it is necessary for medical advances, which aren't true anymore because of the alternative methods. There are other forms of tests that test the products without using animals. According to PETA, computer modeling is up and coming. It models the human biology and the progression of the way that diseases develop in the body. These computer simulators can predict the reactions of the drugs as they go throughout the body. PETA labels microdosing as another method that uses human volunteers. The volunteers are given a small one-time dose of the drug being tested and are then monitored to see how the disease or how the drug transitions throughout the body. In vitro testing is also a new one that uses human cell chips to test the products and drugs. These are proven to replicate the responses that a human would have with these diseases and these drugs, more accurately than if we were to use animals. Now that we've established the fix for it, let's look at the benefits of using these methods. There are multiple advantages to using the new tests, and they're good for everyone involved. The results are more accurate to human biology, making the advances more correct. It requires less time, money, and resources, and the animals don't have to be tortured or mistreated. And it will also lead to greater advances in science. The Humane Society estimates that worldwide 115 million animals are tested on in a given year. Switching can put an end to this. That brings us now to how you can help move the process along. Animal testing has been proven to be an unreliable route to scientific research. There have been multiple different methods invented that could ultimately end animal testing altogether. These are the future of science and medical discoveries. Innocent animals should not have to endure torture for the sake of science. The results aren't even reliable or accurate. So making the predicament that the animals are put in, not worth it. The results are also affected by the laboratories and the harsh environments, so making it even hard to compare the results of the human biology to the animal biology. I want you all now to write letters to the National Health Institute saying that you don't want your tax dollars going to animal testing. Instead, you want it to be transferred to using epidemiological, clinical, in vitro, and computer modeling studies instead of the cruel and unnecessary treatment of animals. Not only will this save millions of animal lives, but it will also be the lead in medical findings and are good things for the future. We can make a difference. Okay. So these are just some pictures of animals being tested on. The bunny here is being injected with a drug to see the outcome. This is a diagram of the types of animals and species that they use and the amounts. And this is an example that showed the animal testing throughout the year. And as we get closer, it ends at 2013. It has gone down due to the new medical advances and the new methods. So if we continue those, it'll go down even farther. These are the new types of research. This is the in vitro. This is the one that uses the human research or human volunteers. And same with this one. And that is all.